Julius Schwarzkopf on plan, Samir Bashar on that Spright strategy. We'll talk a little bit about their deck lists as the game develops, because there's some really interesting choices in here now. I'm curious, who won the dice roll?
Samir had a good attempt with a 10.
Good attempt, okay. Normal summon Lokai! That's what you love to see if you're a plant player. This is going to be the full combo. Let's have a look at Samir's list if we can find any hand traps of sorts. There's a couple of them here. We got Ash, we got Imperm. But overall, it does seem to be what I like to say is field breakers here. He's playing some droplets. He's also running the talents, but also but just as a secondary thought here, I love that droplets is relevant again. I think it's one of the strongest cards. It's definitely one of my favorites. But with a Rise Heart in the format, it was just really hard to justify it.
Yeah. Who would have thought that many years later the title of most threatening normal monster would go from Blue Eyes to now Sensei Genius Lokai?
Well, no, it was Dark Magician actually.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so we've got a little small world bridge developing here as we go from angle to angle and pick up a Lily Borea off of that small world. All right, level 8 is the combination being used to bridge Gamesio into the Lily with the Rikka Petal Princess as the middle.
That's interesting we're starting with the Lily, but I mean, I don't know all of the different sort of Rikka lines you want to do, why you'd kind of interrupt with it now. I guess you just want to get that negation set up.
Yeah, I think the earlier you get into Regulus is really what you're trying to do with this deck. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little angle that he's taken here, because just the inclusion of the Gameciel means that going second, you actually have an answer to some sort of big boss monster like an Apollosa, as we saw in the last feature.
I like the way, I mean, everyone talks about thrust and how it kind of impacts your deck building, but I think Small World has a similar effect where you kind of want to have these weird cards in your deck. Not only
Did you just call Gameciel weird?
Gameciel, he's very weird, yeah.
Leave him alone. He's a good turtle.
Okay. He's very big and scary. Have you seen him? He's like terrorizing a city.
You know, he's like arguably the best kaiju, not because of its stats, but just the effect.
It's the effect, yeah.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, if you have what's the name of the
Waterfront.
Kyoto Waterfront.
Yeah. All right, well, this is the line that many of you should be quite familiar with by now. We've got the healer gaining some life points, then linking away up into the Jasmine. Jasmine plus another Dryas plus healer gets another heal effect off to trigger the Jasmine for a plant search. And that will bridge you into your Rikka portion of the deck, as you can get Snowdrop or
Mudan?
Field Spell Search. That's the one, Mudan. Yeah, no, beautiful to see as we develop this with the full combo here. And, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Plant is a deck that does so much just with a little seed. The idea is that it blooms into a nice, powerful field as it creates such a menacing end field with so many forms of unique disruptions. You obviously have a typical negate with Regulus, but there's, the tribute for cost on your opponent's with the opponent's tributing for cost with your field on the opponent's monster, stealing a card. And of course, there's the Rikka Queen that allows you to tribute your opponent's monsters as well.
It's very varied. You can also bounce your opponent's monsters.
With the Bengal Lancer, yeah,
you can
correct.
steal with the sheet. You've got a lot of very varied and interesting interruption to keep your opponent on their toes.
I think that's one of my favorite types of sort of interruptions, right? It's not when you're really just relying on that sort of hard negate. It's quite varied, because there's sometimes cards you don't want to negate, because if you destroy them, they go to the graveyard, they trigger. So things like stealing cards with sheet is a really cool form of interruption here. So Samir obviously just looking a little glum right now, unfortunately. One thing to note, the Bengal Lancer has an upward pointing arrow, and Samir is playing... Have you seen this before?
Fallen of Argos?
Fallen of Argos. Argyros. Do you know how it works?
It looks like you can special summon it.
Yeah, so you can... it's a level 2 Spright monster. Well, it's not technically a Spright, but it special summons to a zone a Link monster points to. So if you have an upward pointing arrow, like something like Apollosa or the Bengal Lancer, it actually can be summoned to that zone.
Oh, that's very cool. So
and I think it can't be activated either. Neither player can activate the effects of Link monsters that point to this card.
Oh, that's a very cool effect.
Yeah. All right, so we are searching out the Teardrop, Snowdrop from the deck here with the effect of Jasmine. Not once per turn. Anytime you gain life points, you are able to get a plant from your deck to your hand. The Sunseed Twin was used to banish and then revive it, because we control 2 monsters with the same name.
Guys just having a bit of a discussion there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what we have seen for 2 back-to-back European Championships. Yeah, the very impressive feat of winning both with the same deck. I think it never happened before, but now we can link climb a little bit and could end on the Bengal, which later on can be quite threatening, especially, I would say, for this
Lone
match.
Fire Blossom. Oh, I'm wondering if Julius is playing any interesting targets in the main deck for this. Sometimes people opt to play things like Cactus Bouncer, Naturia Rose Whip, but it doesn't look like we've got any of that in the main deck. There is actually a Rose Whip in the side. So we're going to just go into the Lone Fire here to special summon. This is probably going to get us the Madan, I assume. We still haven't got access to that. Okay, no. Princess for Madan, probably.
How does Princess get you?
Oh, no, I was thinking of Petal, sorry.
Petal's been activated already, I think. It's summoned off the Jasmine. Maybe it kind of... I think often you want to summon Lone Fire off the Jasmine, which might have made the cause for Julius earlier in the turn.
All right, manipulating the levels with Snowdrop to create a level 4 on the field here. Lokai is now level 4 as well. All monsters, all plants, I think, are level 4. Strenna then gets to detach to recycle the Lone Fire from the graveyard, and then eventually when we tribute the Strenna, it will be able to go into a very powerful extra deck monster, the Sacred Tree Beast Hypertron, attaching material equal to the card that you activate, meaning that when we use this Con-Con, we can actually put a spell under it, meaning we can negate monsters and spells on our opponent's turn.
Yeah, just one negate in total, right? One monster or one spell.
Yeah, exactly. There's that Bengal answer here. We'll see if that Fallen of Argoros will be relevant.
You don't like Fallen of Argos?
You're not a believer? Yeah.
Oh, goes for the Glamour, actually.
Yeah, I did glance a trap, so we could assume the sheet in the end, yeah.
Hard drawn it. Must be nice. Get the resources for Glamour as the follow-up, as well as drawing the trap card through no disruption here.
Do you think you try and like ever preserve information if you're Samir, or you think he's just going to play through? And
I mean, once you're in top 32, you can assume your opponents know, especially when you're Samir, like you know.
Especially when you've been playing the same deck for
fair
a
enough.
while, yeah.
Samir's not the type of person to give up no matter what, regardless. Plus, his top deck is going to be really important. Like we said, there's a lot of cards that he could see off as number 6, like Droplet, like the Talents, could be quite relevant to try and fight through here. Gotta say, I love Samir's deck building. You know, he just kind of plays the ratios he likes, right? We've got an Inferno Prodigy, we've got a 1 Econ, 2 Droplet. Just, you know,
keep the opponent guessing a bit.
Yeah,
he could have anything and everything all at once.
Samir's turn here begins with. Oh, that's not ideal.
Yeah, not one you want to pick up,
but hey, a level 2 normal summon is a level 2 normal summon.
Do you think you just maybe bounce it back with the Bengal answer, just straight up?
I 100% would, yeah. And then if there's anything like a Talents or Thrust, you've got Regulus to protect.
You don't take any damage either, because you take damage equal to the attack, right?
Oh, does that have 0?
Yeah, it looks like it's got 0.
Okay.
So my eyes might be deceiving me. It's a very small number from this distance.
We're just getting to that age, you know, Tom?
Yeah. Should be 600, I think.
Oh, 600.
Well, yeah, it's close, but I guess there is also some merits if the face down is indeed the sheet to just prevent, you know, play around Trust, play around Talent, and just have a recursion plan. But it's also one of the best cards. You really don't want to use it this early on.
Yeah, just something to make sure there's no level 2s for Samir to carry on summoning monsters.
But yeah,
in his hand.
I do appreciate his deck building. It's like very unique. It seems like he doesn't really care about the trends that are happening in the community, you know. And there it is. You didn't believe it, but
the Fallen of Argoros.
Do you think there's something we've missed about it as to why it's not in the zone next to Bengal Answer? Maybe we should get it up. Because I thought you said it should prevent something from activating.
There it
its
is.
effect.
No, it's just because he has the level 2 on field, so he can just special summon it.
Yeah, but if you put special summon it to the zone the Bengal Answer points to, the Bengal Answer can activate its effect.
Yep.
All right, well, Samir scoops it up there. Rikka just one Saurus, the ritual monster that you can discard to protect from targeting.
I guess.
Can he surprise you anymore with his deck building?
It's actually pretty cool because he can search it with the Herald of the Arclight, right? After he makes it with the Melphis. So that's an interesting
So
start.
you negate with Herald and then you protect further than that. So that's a neat little tech we're playing. Oh, blue plus Swap Frog. That's a pretty good start.
That's the swap.
Do you feel like by the time you've negated something with Herald, you're far enough into the game, you don't need another?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
time.
worried about. It feels like, how would you define it? Win more, I think,
Yeah.
when you start really extrapolating upon your win conditions that have kind of already done what they needed to. I think by the time you get Herald on the field, you're probably in a commanding position.
I'm not doubting Samir.
Yep, Samir is one to prove us all wrong, of course. Many times he's done it before.
Yeah.
He may even do it again this weekend.
Even the Swap Frogs, I feel like, they were not popular in London, and he did prove everybody wrong, and now he's here again with the Swap Frogs. I'm assuming with some of the Bujin, supporting the extra deck as well with the Link.
Yeah, the Bujin Ahashima can actually special out the Swap Frog and the one from the graveyard at the same time here. Ooh. Blossom and the Joyous Springs preventing the Gigantic there.
But Sprint could say we're gonna send a Nimble, most likely. Yeah, there it is.
If you think that your opponent has already resolved blue, you don't think there's a world where you just hold Ash for the Nimble?
Yeah, it could be stronger.
Because I feel like by the time they get to blue, into Gigantic, I mean, I guess, you risk like red coming out.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's very tricky to figure out when is best to interrupt with Spright because they have this kind of ability to turn any of their bodies into more things.
I think there is also some merit for actually ashing the Jet in this deck, just because you want to prevent, the smashes or double cross from being there, specifically, depending what you have. But yeah, it's definitely not enough usually for this kind of Spright version. And yeah, we are gonna see the Herald into Soravi's combo maybe. So let's see if that comes up.
Did you see the
if he
trap?
actually pulls it off this game, I will I'll buy you dinner.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, there's a certain trap in Samir's hand that might be very impactful this game to go with the double cross.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but here we are. Okay.
You're about to see it, I think.
Okay.
Let's give it.
Wow, 4. I mean, anti-spell must be.
Is it a fragrance of sorts?
I can smell it.
Yeah, it's part of the Doner Kebab.
There it
theme.
is.
Ah, there we go.
The Samir special.
Right. Fresh off the skewers. Anti-spell fragrance in the draw phase here. So our backup is the double cross to be able to detach to bounce, as well as the Melfi of the Forest, the double cross combination, as well as anti-spell fragrance preventing. Oh, Droplet is a quick play spell, sending 2 cards from the hand here. No monsters, however. No monsters to really respond with. No spells being chained here. Do we have any traps? Doesn't feel that strong regardless, right?
Yeah.
That's just because of the fact that we still have the
Double
search
cross.
double cross, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you're getting rid of spells that wouldn't be that helpful anyway. But I don't know how you're gonna get through this field with only 3 cards. Oh, the Gamma Seal.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wait, but okay, I guess I mean,
why did we bother negating the sprint if you're gonna tribute the Melfi?
Is that the
well,
last card?
it turns off the double cross is the logic, right?
That's the last card, right?
Because it's he's putting the Gamma Seal in the zone that it points to.
Yeah, it's actually very well played.
All right, is that a petal princess?
It's a princess, unfortunately, so not quite the.
Yeah, not quite Lokai.
But still, you can get into it. Let's see if there is anything else from Samir, but very well recognized by Julius. Honestly, finding his out with what seemed like maybe a suboptimal end against the anti-spell.
So I think he's about to take damage here by crashing into the defense position Caddy. And then that allows you to special summon a Link monster from your extra deck when you take damage.
Do you think that's a French copy or an English copy he's given to Samir to read?
Oh, you think
he just has a French copy in his extra deck?
He's got one of each
language. That's so thoughtful. Like.
Yeah.
3 copies, I mean, you could just go with all 3 major European languages.
Okay, and that's
picks it up, there it is.
Let's see.
All-important 5 cards opening hand here. This is the last deciding factor for this top 32 matchup. Will Samir advance forward and fulfill the three-peat dream?
There it is.
And there is unexpected die. Would you say that this is unexpected?
Not quite. So yeah, unfortunately, no Ash Blossom. I think maybe you would do it. I guess there is some argument for waiting, but yeah.
I feel like it depends on the rest of your hand. If you feel like you can play through a bit of a Rikka combo, then you save it for the Sunvine sowing maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dream opening. Petal plus Lokai. That's really, really powerful.
And he's actually not going to use it right away. He's going to wait, I guess, playing around the Droll and Lockbird potentially.
Oh, did he not immediately activate it? Okay.
Yep. He just straight up went into the Dryas.
Julius should probably make a habit of it to always put the French one out first, right?
I'm assuming it's, yeah.
Might be English.
Or English, yeah. Infinite Impermanence. Okay, so we did activate this. And good thing about Imperm is that it does not trigger his Thrust's activation.
And now we go for the Petal.
Why would you summon Petal like if you weren't going to use it before Link summoning Dryas?
To send a clear and straight message to your opponent.
That's very
Mind
important.
games. Ooh, that's why.
Tactics. Yo.
That's why.
Imperm on the non-once per turn effect of Dryas. That is, wow. It's perhaps a misstep here from Samir here. Because we can special summon out the Loci that we've drawn in our hand with the Snowdrop, attributing that Dryas, and then it just lets you bring this. It will plant lock you, so we won't be seeing Regulus most likely.
Yeah, but maybe Samir just checking that you can summon a non-effect monster. I don't know what he...
I guess.
Maybe he doesn't know Snowdrop that well.
Sunvine Sowing is searched out here. There's a couple of choke points against this deck. From what I recall, I hear that Mudan is usually the best place to imperm the deck because denying them con plus the trap card is really, really important. But it looks like Samir might not have any more further disruptions here as we've triggered the Chainlink 1 Twin, Chainlink 2 Dryas to special summon Healer and bring back Loci. And this is where we're kind of off to the races here. Julius, you can tell by the pace of play and the way his mannerisms are that he's very happy right now.
Yeah, what do you think, Samir? Do you think he's got a good poker face?
If that's not a poker face, that's a very, very upset Spright player.
Especially for Samir, you know. He's usually all smiles, so yeah, regardless of the situation. But, I mean, he seems focused. He does have his hand up, so we could see, you know, something like an Ibiru that would be amazing, you know. I don't know if he's on the card, but that could be something to look out for.
No, he's actually not on Nibiru, but there's
every card, I think.
There's a lot of good top decks, I think, that he can see that would be really helpful. So again, it's about drawing, potentially Droplet, maybe another Imperm for turn could help going second. Let's see how this one pans out, as I'm curious to know if whether or not Julius has a line that gets you to second Imperm. Okay. Wow, okay.
So this is this effect, I assume, that you, when you tribute a monster to summon another one, oh, so this was the add effect, right? He's imperming?
Yeah, we're preventing the effect to search a plant monster here.
Can you just link up another Jasmine now?
Yeah, but I don't think you'll be able to trigger the heal effect.
Yeah, so
you can just make a second Jasmine and then use the Jasmine to summon Lone Fire from the deck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's quite an expensive Lone Fire, but I think it's worth it.
I can only assume that Imperm came down on the effect to search, not the effect to tribute. I mean, I believe it would be a cost anyway.
There was, yeah, exactly.
All right, second Jasmine summoned here. Do we have a third Imperm? Wouldn't put it past him here.
To be fair, if you're Julius, you're fine with this. Like, sure, it might slow you down a little bit, but your opponent is on 4 cards now, so
yeah. It's again, it's strange. It's been so long, and people, I really do feel like are just, you know, hand trapping at the wrong times. You know, I do really strongly disagree with hitting Dryas. I think there's more important choke points, especially when you've got 2 copies. But maybe Samir thought that, hey, let's put him on better have it with the sowing.
Well, he needed to, yeah, he had the second copy of
of the Loci.
A Loci in his hand, so
I think, yeah,
and a way of summoning it, given he'd already used the normal summon.
The first one was fine, most likely, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that was the bait, was to be like, haha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Okay, and now we see the Queen come down, and yeah, it might just go for another one.
Double rank 4s.
Yep.
Okay.
Double Queen.
I've played a decent amount of plants before. Gonna be honest with you, never seen double Streda on the field. Okay, all right, I see. I like what you're doing here. You're overlaying, making them all 4s, detaching, adding back the Madan. Madan tributing to bring back the Strena's material onto the Hypertron. And then the Madan gets you the Con. Although I think we already searched that at this point. But yeah, looking pretty strong. Big field through 2 hand traps.
Strenna, I'm guessing you can only use each of its effects once per turn.
Most likely.
There it is. So gets the unexpected die.
Oh, now we can go to Malayas, bring back Lokai, and then go for the Bengal Lancer, and we've ended on a negate, a steal, and a bounce.
Beautiful.
Through 2 hand traps. Wow, incredible.
Yep, beautiful stuff, and this seems very difficult for the Spright deck to fight through.
Don't count him out just yet. Samir has a lot of options on that top deck, as well as the versatility of these Spright monsters to constantly special summon themselves from the hand. Let's see what we can do about this. I mean, it's going to be really rough because, you know, again, kind of mentioned this before, when you have such diversified interrupts, not just negates, I think it's a bit of a hard situation because a bounce to the hand is just pretty devastating against Spright. There's almost no ways to continue playing except through, like, starter. Although Samir does play frogs, we could see a swap water combination, maybe.
Sure. Now, it's all down to this. 4 cards remaining for Samir, and there is an extender. Okay.
The Infernal
Prodigy.
Evil heroes.
We're not playing Time Wizard 2010, but still the card making a show here.
You're telling me he's not going to tribute that for a hero monster?
Yeah.
Of course, Samir has brought his...
Alicia's Edge. Yeah. He gets a draw in the end phase. Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to make sure Samir hasn't accidentally brought his Time Wizard 2010 deck, right? Yeah, it's just a special summon, just level 2 extender. He just plays a copy, and it works out really well here because Bengal Lancer bouncing doesn't really seem to do much when you still have your normal summon.
Yeah, I think Julius will probably be okay with this though. He's only got 4 cards and that's 1, so...
Normally you would think like you're in such a good position, right? Bengal Lancer bounce the normal summon, Hypertron negate the starter. So you would feel like you're in a truly commanding spot here, but yeah, that Prodigy is actually super relevant right now.
I mean, if he's really scared, he can just take it. Seems a bit overkill though with the sheet, so...
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think between the sheet, he's also got Princess Engrave, I think, as well as an extra negation.
Yeah. Negate and tribute your opponent's monster, potentially. Very powerful. Princess only negates, right? Doesn't destroy?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's often paired with the Con effect.
Yeah, yeah.
So it kind of tributes something, one of your opponent's monsters for cost.
You know, when your opponent holds their cards horizontally like that, you know that a Spright monster is about to come down, right? All right, is it Fallen of Argaros? Did we draw that one? Or is it just a regular old blue here?
It's really debating what to do, and there he goes. So a Jet instead.
Special Summon Jet, activate effect. Is it time to negate?
Yeah, we've got so many options here. I don't know how you pick a favorite, really. You could use Sheet and get rid of both monsters in one go.
I think Julius really wants to prevent the search here. You noticed he immediately picked up his graveyard, probably to check out the Prince. Yeah, there it is.
Prince.
So negate the Jet and send it to the grave with the contributing for cost. Yeah. We still have a level 2 on the field, so the question is now, do we bounce this Prodigy? I assume it's once per turn. It probably isn't once per turn.
It's not. This is an old enough card,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say something like that
We
on
could
it.
see a talent if something like that is in the end from Samir now. So
There's still the negate of the Hypertron. I mean, he can almost count off...
Spright Carrot. Oh,
Okay.
wow. That's... Do you like the fact that Julius just let a level 2 stay on the field?
I mean, well, it seems very expensive to get rid of, so...
Yeah.
I mean, what can they even do, even if they get to, you know, this level 2? The thing is, you have so many interruptions, you don't even need
Well,
to stop them.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe Princess, negate, tribute the Jet, Resolution, you go Sheet, tribute your Strenna, steal the Prodigy, and then they have no way to extend past that point because they've used their... oh, no, they actually hasn't used this normal summon. Never mind.
I mean, at this point, Julius can almost like count off his, you know, I have this many interruptions, and the number of interruptions he has is more by quite a long way than the number of cards Samir has in his hand.
Yeah, only one remaining, right?
Yep. Okay. Allows it, doesn't negate it, and now it's only down to this one more card remaining for Samir. And it needs a miracle to pull this off.
How about evenly matched? That'd be cool. Can't think of anything else that's really relevant
It
here.
would be funny if he had a level 2 to negate that with Carrot. You know?
Yeah, if there was a rank 2 we
Yeah.
could climb up to with the Strenna potentially. On Resolution, it looks like we're going to use the Rikka Queen as well to tribute the Infernal Prodigy. And still 2 more interruptions here.
There it goes.
Normal summon.
Normal summon. And yeah, and
GG,
Shake.
it's over. Samir has unfortunately fallen in this top 32.